Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. All right, welcome. Honestly, let's take a second. Welcome, Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I am Dr. Cush. We were supposed to have our football show tonight. You know, the beginning of American football. It has begun. But then, really, I looked at the games and there wasn't a lot going on. So we're gonna postpone our football show to next week. In the meanwhile, what I need from you guys, I need volunteers, all right? I need people that want to be involved in the show next week. We will be having, if I get enough volunteers, I think I might need at least 4. We might not have that many people that want to volunteer. We're gonna be doing the first ever cocktail draft, all right? The idea for the show on Saturday is I will have a number of ingredients, all right? A number of ingredients. You will draft your ingredients in order to make the best possible cocktail. But I need you guys to be involved. So if that's something you're interested in, find a way to get a hold of me. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me all over the place. But let me know you'd like to be a part of it. You guys can let me know as soon as possible. That'd be great. You guys will be part of the very first ever cocktail draft. So you will, I will give it, like I said, give you a number of different cocktails. You will have to then, as we do a snake draft out the cocktails. We will then make those cocktails and see who has the #1 cocktail. So that's next week, all right? That's next week. I need a week to prepare with it. I need a nap or something. I don't know what I need, but it's not this week. This week, because it is, I don't understand these national holidays. I don't understand, like, can I get one? Can we do like Dr. Cush's exotic national holiday at some point? Please, can we figure out what day that would be? It's National Mai Tai Day. And we just this week, I discovered a cocktail that I, in a fit of ecstasy, said, I really enjoy this cocktail. Maybe one of my favorite cocktails I've ever had. Okay. Was it? Was it that great? Was it even the best version of a Mai Tai? We're going to find that out tonight. So we're going to be putting the Disgruntled Mai Tai up against 2 other variations of the Mai Tai. We're not just making any normal cocktails tonight, any normal Mai Tais tonight. We are going to be making 3 variations of a Mai Tai. So we're going to be doing Garret's. This is a dude named Garret, lives in New York, pretty famous bartender. We're going to be making a guy named Sam. He's the disgruntled one. And we're making a guy named Donn. Donn's Mai Tai as well. Donn Beach claims to have invented the Mai Tai. I side with Donn. But we're going to be doing those 3 Mai Tais, and we are then going to see whether or not we have the greatest Mai Tai of all time, or whether we should just stick with the old ones. That's the thesis for today. Let's see if we can get it done. Let me say hello to the people. First of all, let me say hello to Imaginable Picture Turd. Tired of streaming to 0? No. I love streaming to 0 people on Kick, so stop emailing me. Moose is here. Moose thinks it's going to be an awesome show. Moose, a lot of confidence. Love that for you. I really like it for me too. So I'm gonna, you know what? This is gonna be an awesome show. Stick around. Good evening, Shawnee Panabaker. Good to see you. Jay Carter. I don't have to fill all the seconds with sound. Jay Carter, Party Starter, is back in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see what else we got here. Winner of the 2025 Kentucky Derby is in the house as well. This is Bon Bon. Everybody, Tiki Court, holding it down, representing the Tiki Court contingency of the viewers of the Cushies. We got Tiki Court. Susan Lang is here with a big old cheers, Cushy. Cheers to you as well. Susan Lang, also with a hey moose. And look at that, an emoji. It's pretty good. Dougie G in the place to be with a howdy y'all. Loriander is ready to go. Loriander, cheers and a salutation to you. I don't know how to say... I was just going to say cheers. DCW Clark, winner of the 2023 Cush Tiki Derby, is definitely here. Absolutely here. Loriander thinks the idea of the first ever cocktail draft sounds like fun. Draft sounds like a fun idea. Unfortunately, Doug will not be there. So, one less person you guys have to beat. Oh, and Lulu. 2 less people you don't have to beat. Be interested if I ever got text back. Oh, good to see you, Paul. We'll figure something out. I never got an update on your appendix problem. It turns out, if you guys want to know, everybody want to know my health issues. What are they called? Not antihistamines. Not antidepressants. Antibiotics. Cleared it up. Apparently it was something called a chronic appendicitis, not acute appendicitis. So I get to keep my little cute appendicitis inside my body. Oh, good. Frank is over watching at on the other side of the world on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, you guys can watch. You guys can let us know. Do the drink already and talk afterwards. Money. I got to say hello to the people. It's good to see you though, Money Gun. Love that you have an opinion on the show. Love opinions on the show. But this is how we do it. Davey Virtue, heyo! Our 2,000 subscriber is right there. Let me be. Oh, that is great. I was concerned. Yes, no, I'm feeling much better. Thank you, appreciate it. Good. And Low Carb Cracker Guy is back to YouTube. All right, we're gonna get into these 3 Mai Tais. Of course, the Mai Tai is a staple. It's more or less, it's a rum daisy. The addition of orgeat really took it to the next level, created by a guy named Trader Vic. Now that's up for debate. I know that the tea people in here will be upset with me when I say that, but who knows? Who knows who created it? Because Donn also says he created it, and Vic lied about being in a shark attack once. And so can we ever really, ever take his opinion, ever? No. Oh my gosh. Can I just real quick? Watching from Finland. We have a gargantuan Scandinavian population watching the show. I don't know what I'm doing in Scandinavia. Honestly, probably move out there. We're gonna start over here. Oh, which one should we start with? Do you guys have an opinion? Let's just start with the first one. You know what? We'll do Garret Richards. Garret Richards Mai Tai is gonna be the closest version to an actual Mai Tai that lives in here. Garret Richards is the guy out in New York. He's won all kinds of awards. He works at a Tiki bar out there, the Sunken something or other. I forget what it's called. Live show. He works out there. He won Punch magazine. I don't think it's a magazine anymore. Won Punch.com. He won Best Mai Tai with this exact Mai Tai 2 times in 2019 and 2025. So this is currently, according to Punch, the #1 Mai Tai in the world. Number one. Start with one of these. Let's get into it. So it's as close to a normal Mai Tai as we can get, but it certainly changes up some of the rums and definitely some of the amounts. So let's get into it. We're going to start over here. Big news. These limes came from Tito. Tito is my lime tree. Let's win an award here. There we go. Tito is my lime tree. So we have real Tito limes. No idea if they're going to work. No idea if they're any good. I don't know how this works. But we're going to get 1 full ounce of lime juice in here. Hopefully Tito's limes come with a full ounce. They're looking a little dry. Oh, no, they're pretty juicy. Very green. Oh, my goodness gracious almighty. We're going to go ahead and squeeze. Since this is somebody else's cocktail, we are going to measure out our lime juice. So we're going to squeeze our limes thusly. See if we can't get a full ounce of lime juice into our little jiggers here. Toss these away. He doesn't say anything about using the spent lime, so we aren't going to. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to go. That's not going to be enough. Well, we have lots of them, so we should be able to get from 2 of these, I think we'll be able to get a full ounce of lime juice. It seems like an awful lot of lime. For a whole, for 1 Mai Tai, full lime, wowzer. Big time in everybody. Nope, drop this in here. There we go. Forgot the name of Kyle's orange tree. If Kyle was here today, Kyle celebrated Mai Tai day a little early and needed to take a very long walk to get over whatever that rum was doing to him. So unfortunately, Kyle will not be here tonight. Hopefully Kyle will recover at some point and he will be just fine in the rest. Okay, we got 1 ounce of lime juice right there. Took us a while, but here we are. We are also going to be putting in some orgeat. We got orgeat. We have our homemade orgeat. Homemade orgeat, always better. That's lime juice. If I can remind home bartenders, one big thing to do is to label your stuff. That'd be great. We're going to go ahead and put in 3/4 of an ounce of some orgeat. Orgeat, of course, just an almond syrup, more or less. We can get upset with me all you want about it not being an almond syrup, about how there's so much more to it, and oh my goodness, Cush, shut up about all your little opinions, poo-pooing everything. Don't be a jerk. Since Kyle's not here, I do have to bar back my own stuff. So Kyle's entire job tonight will be done with a bus tub. So that's what happens when Kyle does a little too much drinking. He gets replaced with a bus tub. Okay, now, this was interesting. I think this is a kind of an interesting bit to add in here. I had to go out. Normally for these shows, I don't go out and buy anything special. That's kind of the thesis of the show. I'm trying to make it so that all home bartenders can just, make it with whatever you got. If you're close enough, to having the ingredients, then just make the cocktail you have. However, I do want to say that I did go out and buy some of this. This is Creole Shrub. Look at Creole Shrub. Creole Shrub is an orange liqueur. Very similar to something like a triple sec. Very similar to something like a Grand Marnier, like a Curacao. Found it, Curacao. However, this stuff is actually made by a rum company. So Clement, it is not made like most of them are by a Pierre Ferrand, which is a brandy company or just a big old brandy company in itself, not just, so this is actually a rum base, or at least a cane base. I've never tried it before. Just from the smell, smells a lot like an agricole rum is the base. So we're going to be bringing in some of that big fun agricole feeling to this without having to add a big fat agricole rum in here, because if you'll notice, if you just watch for a couple more seconds, no agricole going into this one. All the agricole is going to be coming from the Clement. So if you want to make this cocktail at your house but don't have this, you're just making a different type of cocktail. No big deal. 1/2 ounce of the Clement Orange Shrub. Shrub. The reason we call it shrubs, not because it comes from some sort of bush. It's not the idea. Shrub comes from an Arabic word, sharab, which means drink. Just an orange drink, like the purple stuff. Not terribly expensive. I think like $30 for that. And especially if you're probably only going to use it for 1/2 ounce ever, you'll probably get like 50 uses out of that. So not so bad. Still pretty good in the price range. Really brings a big, nice, interesting smell to this. We do want to put a little bit of Curacao in here, just a 1/4 ounce. I don't know why he is specific about that, but when we're making somebody else's cocktails, we don't screw up other people's cocktails. We don't. All right? Get over it. Stop screwing up other people's cocktails. If they have a recipe, do it like that. All right. 2 specific rums as well. two specific rums as well. We're going to reach over here and we're going to grab some Denizen. Now, Denizen is kind of a blend of a number of rums. There is some Martinique rum in here, but not, and get this, let me meet you over here, not an agricole rum, right? A Martinique rum, but not necessarily an agricole rum. I don't know why I met you there for that, but this right here is a Martinique rum mixed with some Demerara rum. Those are the two. Demerara and Martinique. It doesn't have all of that big grass though. Not a lot of grass in here. We're gonna go ahead and put in 1.5 ounces of this stuff. All right, this is that Denizen. They have a great 8-year as well. I'm using the 50 or the I think it's called Denizen 100. It's 100 proof. 50% ABV. Not so bad. Pretty nice, as a matter of fact. For that. Oh, dang. I have a whole bottle that I need over there. Let me just see what else I need over there. Oh, never mind. We're good. Also, a Jamaican rum. Garret calls for a specific Jamaican rum. I also bought those today. I got to see my booze dealer, so this is sad news. My booze dealer is leaving my place of booze buying, so I have to find a whole new booze dealer. It's not the same as, like, you know, I can go into the same store and buy the same stuff, but I really like sitting and talking to Brian about all the fun stuff that he has. He always, like, tastes me on something. It's just a really sweet guy. Really sad to see your booze dealers go. So if you have a booze dealer that you love, make sure they feel appreciated. This is Karuba, a Jamaican-style rum, one of the main stays at a place called Tiki. This stuff will always taste like Tiki tea to me. A Jamaican-style rum. Oh, let's just fake that. There we go. And we are there. Oh, that was Stephanie Husband, winner of the 2024 Cush Tucky Derby. That was her bottle. So thank you, Stephanie Husband, for sponsoring that bottle. This guy, Garret, is a pretty famous bartender, and you can tell automatically by the fact that he says in his recipe, it's important that you put the saline in. This is, we sometimes call it bartender butter. Everything tastes a little bit better with saline. This is a 4-to-1 salt to water. We're going to be putting in 5 drops. 5 drops. I don't know what he means by drop, but that was 5 dashes, and we're going to count that as an absolute win. That's it. It has all of the big flavors. It has all of the normal flavors of a Mai Tai, but in different proportions and different types of rum. So let's see how he did. We'll go ahead and give this a shake with 1 cube, and then the rest of it we have all crushy cubes ready to go. So we'll go ahead and just drop that in. Excellent. Really good work, everybody. Sticking together. Let me say hello real quick to the people that have joined. I know that Monkey Gun is looking for us to get there, but we will. Let me just say there's a couple people that showed up. Larry Lang is here. Larry Lang, a sponsor of the show. Thank you, Larry Lang, for being here. Calling him, I think he's calling himself Big Cheese. I'll give it to you. You want to be Big Cheese? You're in. Amy Nordstrom, also here. Good to see you, Amy. As always, it is a pleasure. Joined by Alan, also Nordstrom. So we're good. Made a miso saline. Uh-oh. I need that recipe. Let's give this a big old shake. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah! As we've discussed before, I am mint's worst nightmare. All of these drinks should have mint on them. They all should. So remember, put mint on these drinks. I will not have any mint on these drinks because I can't keep mint alive. We're going to throw this into one of these guys right here and go. That's 1. All right. Because this is a Mai Tai off, I am not going to be drinking these as they come up. We're going to make them all, then we're going to drink them. All right, I want to see which one I like the best. All right, and since Kyle is still a little feeling the hair of the dog a little bit, we won't be doing it as a battle box. Instead, we're just gonna have to trust that I can be somewhat impartial. We're gonna use this one again. Spend all this time making all this clear ice. No need to not use that big cube again. Okay, that's one. We got it right here. That is Garret Richards. Let's make sure I got his last name right. Famous bartender, I forget his name. Garret Richards Mai Tai. Coming out of New York, not known for their big tiki scene out in New York, but certainly known for their very, very famous bartenders that live out there. All right. We also, just recently, this is another New York bartender that we're going to be doing. A lot of New York garbage going on tonight. The other night, I made a cocktail that I was absolutely in love with. I thought, I believe I said it was my favorite drink of the year. If I didn't, I thought that, and I'm saying it now. This is the Disgruntled Mai Tai. Sammy Ross, who was inspired by Sasha Petrasky, who worked at Milk and Honey, who opened Attaboy, who is an absolute beast on the scene, wanted to put his spin on the Mai Tai. So he brought a little bit of New York to it. He brought in some Italian red bitter to this, and he brought it in the form of Aperol. So I do think it's important to test it up against other cocktails live and ready to go. So that's what we're making next. Just prove it to you. Whoop. Completely empty. We have this one ready to go. This is the Disgruntled Mai Tai. You're going to see a lot of this. These are all Mai Tai, so you're going to see a lot of the same ingredients, but the manner in which they are placed in here is certainly going to change everything. So let's begin. This is a 1-1-1 half-half. 1-1-1 half-half. So we're going to do our limes a little bit differently because that last was just a disaster. We're going to slice it, and we are going to use our little squeezer. See if we can't get a full ounce out of these little Tito limes. He only gave us 5 in the first harvest. You know, poor little Tito. He's just a tiny little guy. So what were we expecting? That's a much juicier lime. Can we get a half out of this? Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Oh, so close. All right. Let's get the full 1 ounce coming out of here. Oh, yeah, we're going to get it. Oh, boy. Oh, my gosh. Look at that. What a day we're having. Absolutely above average. That little squeeze. Well done, Tito. Let's hear it for Tito, everybody, if we can. Yay to Tito. 1 full ounce of some lime juice. We need 1 ounce of Aperol. The only reason we're speeding through this one, we just made it the other day, so hopefully you guys remember this one. You're going to need a full bottle of Bundaberg, or Underberg, if you got it. We're going to go ahead and put in 1 full ounce of some Aperol. Aperol, more or less Campari's cousin. I don't know if they like to be compared to each other. I don't know if they're interested in the comparison, but they are more or less the same kind of thing. They're an Italian red bitter. If they both decided that they wouldn't mind being called an Amaro, just a red Amaro or just a certain type of Amaro, well, then maybe they wouldn't be compared to each other so much. But because they both refuse to be called in, they both refuse to be put in the Amari category, we're gonna have to put them together. All right, get over it. Get over it, Aperol. Not taking your guff anymore. We need 1/2 ounce of some orgeat. We got this beautiful homemade orgeat. If you want to know how to make homemade orgeat, look it up. Look up my particular homemade orgeat. It's on YouTube. It's just almond milk. I like Trader Joe's almond milk. I know that now that we have a huge Swedish population, or sorry, a huge Scandinavian population that watches the show. I don't know if you guys have Trader Joe's. I don't know what your Trader Joe's is called out there, but just some almond milk, some sugar. So 2 parts sugar, 1 part almond milk, a little bit of almond extract, a little bit of orange flower water, a little bit of rose water, and you will be in a really good spot to make your cocktails. Big rum. Big rum. People asking all the right questions. Sean, are you an Aperol fan? We know that Sean is the representative in this show for all of the Campari stuff. But what, Sean, are your feelings about Aperol? We have to know. The inquiring minds won't stop chittering about it. Oh, we're going to be using a Jamaican rum. We used a Jamaican rum earlier called Karuba. There are lots of different styles of Jamaican rum. I am looking for something with a little bit more funk. Something that has that smell like, you know, there's that whole thing that the Jamaicans, people say about Jamaican rum, more or less, it is made in big dunder pits, and in the dunder pits are things like bat corpses and guano. There are things like goat heads to give it all this big funky rum. I don't know if that's true. I've never seen it, but there is something to the smell of a big pot-stilled Jamaican rum that makes you think something is wrong. It makes you a little nervous. A little bell goes off in your head. You think, oh crap, what am I drinking? Am I going to die? That's the kind of rum you're looking for, all right? Something that makes you think, oh, what have I done with myself? This is not the road I want to be on, and I got to figure it out. We need 1 full ounce of an overproofed big Jamaican rum. Something like Dr. Bird, Smith & Cross is a good one. Some of the Appletons work. That's what we're looking for right there. There we go. There's my boy Forlorn Hope coming in with the question. 19 people watching, 4 likes. Muddle that like button. I got you. Muddle that like button, everybody. Make sure that that like button is muddled. We need a little bit of Curacao as well. It's 1-1-1 half. So we just need half an ounce of some Curacao. I use this Pierre Ferrand dry Curacao. I used it last time. If it doesn't call for a brand, the Curacao, I like to do the Pierre Ferrand. First of all, usually cheaper. Usually cheaper than you know, the things like Cointreau. Usually cheaper than things like Grand Marnier. Certainly brings all that big orange flavor without. It's a step up in your orange liqueur game. You can of course go with triple sec. You can go with triple sec in a Mai Tai if you want a Mai Tai and you can't make it any other way. But I think the Pierre Ferrand works very well in this situation. This is the drink. There's a little bit more to it, but in the meanwhile, we're going to give it a little shake. Then, and only then, will we decorate it with all of our flavors. Oh, I know Bon Bon was looking for this. I have an answer for you, Bon Bon. The question was, how does the Disgruntled Mai Tai, how does it stand up after all of the Underberg was put in there? I will tell you a quick little thing while we shake. Basically, we made this cocktail last week. I sipped on it. It was delicious, delicious, delicious until the very last little bit when all of that Underberg found its way into the last little thing. And it was, for lack of a better word, shocking. I was shocked. I was thrown all about. I was thrown asunder by the amount of bitterness and anise and wormwood that's in there. Was it the worst thing in the world? No, certainly not. We're not talking Malort territory. We're talking just a really sort of bitter end of a drink. Not the way that I would love to leave a drink at the end, but the effect of it, the slow changing of it was good. I also think that because I screwed up the ice last week, and we're not going to screw the ice up this week, we're going to get the ice exactly right this week. Because the ice was screwed up last week, I think that contributed to too much bitter at the end. So we will try it again this week with shoving the bottle in there and seeing if we can't get it to be... Oh, I'm going to need you, though. I'm right here. Okay. We're going to try it again this week, see if we can't get it to sort of even out and slowly drip its way in there. All right. This right here, Disgruntled Mai Tai, comes off a little pink. Certainly looks different than the other Mai Tais in the category. But Just because it looks a little different doesn't mean that it's going to be that much different. Doesn't mean it's going to taste bad. Just means it's a little different. Okay. Our friend, our mentor, our guy, Donn Beach. Right here. This is Donn. Oh, it's Donn right there. Donn Beach and Trader Vic and Victor Bergeron, Ernesto Gantz and Vic Bergeron. These dudes were truly the best example of frenemies. These guys did not care for the other's business practices, but they had a mutual respect for each other. Donn created Tiki on McCadden Place in the 1930s at Donn the Beachcombers. Victor came down, saw the idea, and was like, I'm just going to do that. Whether I got to think about something, I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to do it. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to market it. Victor Bergeron was a much better marketer than Donn Beach. He was a much better businessman. He was much better at a lot of things. He started making deals with guys like Conrad Hilton to get all of his little shops, his little bars. At the bottom was all these Hiltons. That's how the Vic name sort of traversed the world. He was just better at that than Donn. Donn, however, created this whole thing. Victor's real claim to fame for the drinks was the Mai Tai. He claims he was just messing around one day and created this thing. He handed it to a bunch of his Tahitian friends who took a sip and said, Mai Tai, which means really super good. It means, yeah, honestly, well done, buddy. I think that's almost a direct translation. Well done, buddy. Vic said he created it. Donn came back and said, shut up. No, you didn't. I did that. You just took it and did something else with it. You, my friend, have stolen from me. Well, nobody cared. In the end, nobody cared. All the books that got written said it was Vic. In the end, even one of his last letters written to him, Donn said, that scoundrel stole my drink. He took it from parts of the QB cooler. I also have a little bit of a drink called the Mai Tai. Phoebe Beach, who wrote a great book. Let me rephrase that. Who wrote a book? This one, Hawaii Tropical Rum Drinks and Cuisine by Donn the Beachcomber. He didn't actually write this. Phoebe did. Phoebe was his second or third or one of the wives. Anyway, she came back and said, "Nope, I got proof. Donn created it. Donn was the guy. Everybody, stop talking. Shut up." She said, "Shush." Donn created it. Well, anyway, she put this in a book. So we're going to be making what Phoebe Beach thinks is Donn the Beachcomber's Mai Tai. It is very similar to a normal Mai Tai, but it does have all of the Donn staples that go into it, even with his signature on the drink. And one of those staples is going to be one of these guys. This is a grapefruit. Kyle will not grow a grapefruit under some sort of political reason. I don't know what the political reason is, but he says grapefruits are just bad for politics. So I had to go buy a grapefruit. So we're gonna go ahead and slice this grapefruit up. We need, looked hollow. It wasn't, it was just fine. We're gonna go, Mai Tai Roe. That's the rest of it. It's a pretty good job, my dude. Roe, I believe, means my dude. So pretty good job is Mai Tai, and Roe means my dude. That's almost an exact translation. From all the Tahitian I've taken, almost an exact translation. All right, we need a full ounce of grapefruit to go into this guy. So we better start squeezing now, because I think I only have 30 minutes left on the show. So we're going to go ahead and squeeze this grapefruit. We're going to try and we're just going to do a half of a grapefruit. That should give us an ounce of grapefruit juice. I gotta think that that's what we're looking at. A lot of seeds coming through. We'll do a little double strain so I don't die in the most embarrassing way a bartender can die, choking on a garnish. There we go. Full on grapefruit, just really squeezing out of there, guys. Really looking good. I think that's a full ounce. Let's do our little test. Way more than an ounce. All right, we're making other people's drinks, so we don't want to screw that up. Let's spoon some of these seeds out of here while we can. we are the only live bartending show that I can find on the internet, guys. So we will, of course, always run into these little moments where it seems like I'm really, you know, a lot of stuff I could have done beforehand. That's not the point of the show. The point of the show is to do it right and do it live. Oh yeah, look at all that grapefruit juice. Ooh, we are gonna have some salty dogs later. We need 1 full ounce of grapefruit juice, all right? Full ounce of grapefruit juice. We need specifically, it calls for Myers rum. Myers rum. Let me say it again. Myers rum. Myers rum comes in a plastic bottle. Myers rum is often looked down upon in the rum category. I don't know why. I will never understand it. Just because it's cheap, and it certainly is cheap, just because it's cheap doesn't mean that it's a bad rum. Rum is not that hard to make. If you just let some yeast get after the sugar cane, what do yeast want to eat? Sugar. They just want to eat sugar. So it's super easy to make a lot of rums. So most rums should not be as expensive as they are. It's going to be a lot of you know, import fees, and I don't know, you got to pay your dealers. We're gonna go ahead and put in 1.5 ounces of some Myers rum. I sat through a seminar. I didn't sit through it. I was enthralled the entire time by a guy named the Ultimate Mai Tai. He's a guy on the internet, one of these internet guys. He has an Instagram. Go, you should follow him. He's always somewhere drinking a Mai Tai. It's fascinating. He claims that the original Mai Tai did not have Ray and Nephew 17. He claims it was a mixture of Myers and Cuban rum. I wasn't completely convinced by this whole seminar, but even Phoebe Beach seems to believe that, yeah, that's what it was. Listen, I'm going to tell you a lie. I'm going to tell you something I don't know about. No, I'm not going to tell you what I don't know about. I'm just going to tell you that the Ultimate Mai Tai seems to think that this is the original combination of rum, and other people do too. This right here, I did that sneakily. See, I kept talking to you, and then in the end we got back to it. Oh, I must have an open bottle because there's no way I drank all of this. Oh, there it is. Okay, we did not need to go all the way across. We're gonna go ahead and use a Cuban style rum, or more. Let's call this a Spanish style rum made in Cuba. All right, this is a Spanish style rum. Column distilled means that it's distilled multiple times in a single column. This is the Florida Caña 12-year. How come I'm putting this stuff in here when this stuff's more expensive than what I would normally mix with? Because this was extra cheap. They had a great deal at the Bevmo recently, and I think I got this bottle for like $12. I bought 2 of them. $24 for 2 of them. Spectacular. We're gonna go ahead and put in 1 full ounce of a Cuban style or a Spanish style rum. That just means that it's column stilled. It's multiple times stilled, and then it is usually aged in some sort of wood. That's how you get those nice colors. Then we're gonna throw in some Cointreau. We need, I'll say it to you guys here, 1/2 ounce of Cointreau. Looking good. Technically, this isn't Cointreau. Don't kill me for it. I don't carry Cointreau at the bar. I like Curaçaos more than I like Cointreaus. And if I'm going to buy a Cointreau anyway, I'm just going to get a triple sec, because they're pretty much the same thing. Other than that, I want something with a deeper base, not something that has a neutral grain base that you're just putting orange into. I want something that has where the base comes into it. Normally that base is going to be something like brandy, except for the Clement. It's going to be something like rum. How fun is that? No orgeat. What? No orgeat? No. Instead, falernum. We need falernum. Here we go. Homemade velvet falernum. Not even, not even a big deal, I guess. If you guys want to know how to make a velvet falernum, figure it out. Watch it on my channel if you want. We need a 1/4 ounce of falernum. Not a lot of falernum. Not a lot of falernum. 1/4 ounce, everybody. Just a 1/4 ounce. I am keeping this in the refrigerator currently, even though since we velveted it, it should be shelf stable. I don't want to die. We're going to... You guys tell me if this is an experiment you would be interested in, all right? What if, listen to me, what if we made simple syrup, right? We make 3 different types of simple syrup. We put them in tiny little bottles. We make 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1, tiny little bottles. We put them on the bar. And then every time we check in on the bar, we see which one is the first to go bad, right? It's going to be 1-to-1, obviously. But we see how long it takes for them to go bad. So literally, we have a little science experiment going on here. Because Kyle's not here, you can't yell at me for doing this. We have a little science experiment where we're basically growing mold. Anybody interested in that? I would be. Just to see how it goes. Also, if we make the falernum, a little bit of falernum, and then we do velvet falernum, and we see how long it takes for those to mold. Sounds interesting to me. It's probably got to be a health code thing, but good news. I'm not, health code doesn't even know I exist. Nobody knows I exist. I only have like 2,000 subscribers, so only you 2,000, unless any of you guys work for the health code people. Then we should be good. All right, we're gonna go ahead and put in just a teaspoon of simple syrup. And because this is a Donn the Beach Comber original drink, we're gonna sign it. We're gonna forge his name. This is a bottle that is sponsored by both the Nordstroms. This is our absinthe. We're gonna go ahead and put in 2 big dashes of some absinthe. And in order to make that herb stir, we're gonna be putting in from Amy Beer. Thank you, Amy Beer. We're gonna go ahead and put in 2 big dashes of some Angostura bitters. Just equal parts it. Equal parts it. And that, my friends, is going to be that. Let's give this one a shake. And then from there, did I say that last piece? No, I didn't. Threw it away. Buffoonery. We're going to go ahead and throw in some of our beautiful clear ice. Crack. Yes, isn't that the beginnings of penicillin? Yes, it is the beginnings of penicillin, not the drink the penicillin. If you are making penicillin on your bar, do not then use that in order to make a cocktail. You will get sick. All right. I don't know how many things I've taught you on this show. I think one important one is don't ever let your drinks murder you. Okay. Give this a big old shake. Crack that open and pour this into our monkey cup. Yes, Donn Beach is going into the monkey cup. Now, before we do too much, I won't need you anymore, so you can go in there. Before we do too much, we should examine the drinks. Look at that. We have, get that out of the way. Well, this one, extra dark, comes with the Karuba. That is Garret Richard's version of this cocktail. This very pink drink, that is going to be the Disgruntled, and this over here is Donn's. Both of these, all of these coming out a little darker than a normal Mai Tai would. We're adding in, of course, different ingredients, so we're going to change the flavor. All of these served with crushy ice. So let's go ahead and get our crushy ice ready. We did not hand crush any of this ice because this is stupid. Don't do that. If your refrigerator has a crushed ice function, that is as good of a crushed ice situation as you can get. We want to fill this up as much as we can with crushed ice. Remember, more ice equals less melting. More ice equals a colder drink, equals less melting. Go ahead and throw all of this into here. I used a much smaller cup on this one, so we're just going to have to deal with how that's working. Okay, that's Garrett's right there. That's Donn's. And because we screwed this one up last time, we're going to try our very best to not screw it up this time. This is the Disgruntled. Mai Tai. Lots and lots of ice. We're going to need enough ice in this one to be able to hold up a tiny bottle of Underberg. So lots of ice, really pack it in there. There we go. Look at all that. Look at these three. Look at these handsome fellas right there. Really doing all the work. Really the stars of the show. Okay, I have an Underberg right here. This is the last ingredient. None of the rest of them are getting garnishes. I don't want to do that. If one of them doesn't get a garnish, the rest of them don't. But this is an ingredient, not a garnish. Let's see if we can get it done. We're just going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Maybe we can get some more of this paper off of here. That would help out. There we go. All right, and go. Yes. Yes. That's the way to do it. Lots and lots of ice will help your Underberg stay pretty deep in here. Okay. Happy day, everybody. Happy Mai Tai day. Let's go ahead and give these all a little sippy. Get all of our, we'll use one of Bon Bon's bong glasses or things right here. We'll use that one for Donn the bong. We'll use this guy over here for Garret. Thank you, Garret. And we'll use this one right here for Sammy Ross's Disgruntled. Those are the drinks. Let's put them up here so we can get a nice, maybe we can get a shot of them. Oh, look at that. Oh, boy. If we don't win an award for that, I don't know what we're going to win an award for. Probably nothing. Probably just won't win awards. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if the show didn't win awards? All right. Let's taste. Let's taste. 3 alternative Mai Tais ready to go. We're going to start over here with Garret. This is the winner of Punch Mag, the only 2-time winner of Punch Magazine's or Punch.com's Mai Tai of the Year. Could be my fault. A little salty. Just a little salty. I think he really did mean drops. I put in dashes, which shouldn't make that much of a difference. But let me just see if I can do it without tasting the salt. It's very nice. Yeah, it's this. If you gave me this and said this was just a normal Mai Tai, I would say yes, you are correct. You have not lied to me today, and I appreciate that. I assume you won't lie to me later. The shrub is excellent. The shrub is excellent. I can taste that in here. I feel like that's sort of the mix. This one had Karuba in it, right? The rums don't stick out to me like they should for somebody that has won multiple things. The Denizen is nice. The Karuba is not yelling to me. If I saw Garret Richards said, I can make a great Mai Tai, and he handed this to me, I would say, you are correct, sir. You make a great Mai Tai. It's just a Mai Tai. It's not an alternative to a Mai Tai. It's just a Mai Tai. But to be fair, he doesn't call it an alternative to a Mai Tai. He just calls it a Mai Tai. So well done, Garret. You've done your job. You are a fabulous bartender. This is Donn. Donn. Not great. Sorry, Donn. Donn Beach made some of the greatest cocktails on earth. I mean, Donn Beach made the zombie. At that point, we can just let Donn sort of go. He can just be, he just deserves to exist for the rest of his life as a fabulous bartender. He then went on to create thousands more, right? I mean, name, if you asked a person on the street to name a tiki drink, ask a person on the street to make a tiki drink, or to name a tiki drink, 4 out of 5 of them would be Donn the Beach cocktails, right? The guy is a legend. It's not a good Mai Tai. I'm sorry, Phoebe Beach and Bittner. What's his name? What's his full name? Something Bittner. Arnie. It's just not a good Mai Tai. I don't think that they specifically asked for pink grapefruit juice. I think white grapefruit juice works better in a lot of these cocktails. I don't think it's a particularly good Mai Tai. I don't think that the grapefruit does much. I love grapefruit in tiki drinks. This is not it. Let's see then if this one holds up. We've made the Disgruntled again. Give ourselves a little wipe there. There we go. We made the Disgruntled again. Not even a contest. Oh, we lost our whole bottle of Underberg. This is spectacular. The Disgruntled Mai Tai is a spectacular, not just a Mai Tai. It is a spectacular drink. It took a formula that we all know and love. As tiki people ourselves, we all know and love how the Mai Tai tastes. We all appreciate our Mai Tais. We all understand how a Mai Tai works. We all know that flavor when you get a Mai Tai. The Disgruntled Mai Tai is the best improvement on a Mai Tai, nay, on a drink, on a classic drink that I've ever tasted. I think that as far as cocktail, you know, I'll put it up here for you guys just real quick. I just want to, because I'm about to say something really douchey, I'm going to put it up there. All right. Looks so stupid. I used to do this. I still have mustache wax. Every drink is a play on another drink. Truly, there are only 7 cocktails. So in the end, everything you are drinking beyond the original 7 cocktails, those are just a play on a cocktail. So to call something just a version of another thing is somewhat pedantic, somewhat redundant. Am I right, my fellow mustaches? It's silly to keep saying, but it is important to say it. This takes the Mai Tai, all of its ingredients, and elevates it to a new place. I stick by what I said on my show about the Disgruntled Mai Tai. I think this is probably going down in the pantheon of, I think I remember them, because we've only been doing Drink of the Year for 3 years. I think Swamp Water won the first year, 2023. I think Swamp Water was the 2023 winner. That was chartreuse and pineapple juice. When chartreuse was trying to break in to the market of being like, hey, we're a party drink. Hey, vodka Red Bull. What about a Swamp Water? What about chartreuse and pineapple? I think Swamp Water is a spectacular drink. We found it during a Drinker Stinker, and I really think, I'm going to take this down. I really think that is a really great combination. Brings a lot of complexity. It's not just a 2-ingredient highball. It's something big. The next year, I found the Ankle Breaker. The Ankle Breaker, in my opinion, perfect cocktail. 151 rum, cherry hearing, and lime juice, all in equal parts. Simple, spectacular. I think I've probably had 50 of them at this point since I've had it. Right now, the drink to beat for cocktail of the year is still going to be the Disgruntled Mai Tai. I think Sam Ross is hurting himself for having this to become like a modern classic by not renaming it. So naming it the Disgruntled Mai Tai makes me think that I'm going to be getting a Mai Tai, but what a lazy fella this guy is. Oh, he's improving a Mai Tai. All of Sam Ross's drinks are just improving other drinks. That's how it works. That's how all of this is. That's how any of this works. The Disgruntled Mai Tai is a perfect cocktail. I would drink this every day, if I wasn't on a weight loss journey currently. But I might just cut out breakfast instead. Dr. Bird is kind of hard to find around here. What? Dr. Bird's hard to find around there? If you can't find Dr. Bird, this drink doesn't specifically call for Dr. Bird. It calls for an overproof, so a high proof Jamaican funky pot stilled rum. Another great thing to put in here, and I know you guys can find this, Hamilton. Hamilton black pot still, blonde pot still, all of those pot stills will work very well in this cocktail. This is about that funk that the rum brings. It's not necessarily about the rum itself. Sometimes, especially in this one, Karuba is such a big flavor. Like when you go to Tiki Tea, you get a drink, you taste it, you're like, oh gosh, it tastes like Tiki Tea. What it really tastes like is their proprietary mix. I think I figured it out. And Karuba. Karuba is their rum of choice. That's what they float on everything. It smells like Karuba in there. It's a Karuba thing. But this one, the Disgruntled, isn't about just finding the exact right rum. You can find any high proof, 50% or more, pot still Jamaican rum, and pot still gold. Yeah, the gold or the blonde, any of those would be fantastic in here. I try my very best. Let me make a plea to the audience. This show does not make money. This show, in fact, for most of the time, has lost money. We do this as a labor of love, and in that, we don't have money to go out and buy a bunch of booze. So we've sort of baked that into the cake, right? Part of this show is I understand that not everybody has a bajillion dollars to go out and buy ingredients for every single thing that you do. If I had to buy an ingredient, I will let you know. Other than that, I use a lot. How much time do I have? Oh gosh, I'm running out. I have a friend. His name is Ryan Rodriguez. He's one of the greatest dudes of all time. He took over my job at the association. He is now, I believe, he is the bar manager over there. Great guy. Best dresser I've ever met in my life. Dude showed up everywhere. He would wear like a 3-piece short suit to the pool. This guy dressed well. And we would always say, gosh, Ryan, you dress so well. He goes, it's the Taco Bell method. It's the Taco Bell method. What's up, Joel? Good to see you, buddy. It's the Taco Bell method, he would say. The Taco Bell method is Taco Bell only has 6 ingredients, right? It's a matter of how they package them in, right? He has probably 7 suits, he has 7 shirts, and he has 7 pairs of shoes. And he just switches those up, and every time he does them, he gets the good stuff, but every time he does it, he looks fantastic. Same with Taco Bell. They got beans, they got meat, they got cheese, they got guacamole, they got all that stuff. And then it's just a matter of, do they put it into a taco? Do they put it into a burrito? It doesn't matter. We try at this bar to keep the Taco Bell method going. We keep all of our stuff as small as, I know this looks like it's a lot of rum. It's not. We try and keep everything as compact as possible. Where was I going with this? I completely forgot. The 3 sips of Mai Tai and I'm out of here. Anyway, the idea for this is that a lot of things can just be switched out. So if you can't find Dr. Bird, find a thick Jamaican rum, something that pot still Jamaican rum. The blonde from Hamilton, you can buy that at almost any liquor store. Ed Hamilton's reach is beyond God's at this point. That dude is everywhere. So yeah, switch out. So just find a way to find a rum that works in here. I tried my best to describe what the rums taste like. Not to say that there's only one way you can do it, but to say that there are millions of ways to do it. You're looking for this particular taste in your rum. Spectacular. Yes. Cocktail Lulu calls it the chalupa method. I like the chalupa method. Yes, it's literally the chalupa is just kind of a fatter tortilla, but it's the exact same thing as everything else everything else on the Taco Bell menu. We try and keep ours, because we are not a bar. I do not get reps coming in here trying to give me stuff, so I don't get to try out a lot of stuff. We try and find interesting combinations in order to make cocktails. So if you don't have Dr. Bird for this drink, find yourself some Hamiltons, find yourself some Smith & Cross. Smith & Cross is easy to find in a lot of places as well. If you want to go crazy, Appleton, the 8-year would go really well in here, and go from there. Is Monkey Gun still here? No, Monkey Gun went to bed. All right. Thank you guys so much for showing up to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Kyle sends his regards. He couldn't make it. I think Jen might be holding his hair back or something while he's throwing up. This is a rough day for Kyle. Kyle had a really Kyle might be hungover. Kyle might be drunk today, hungover tomorrow. I had no idea how much he liked Mai Tais, but it turns out Kyle loves Mai Tais and loved them a lot, hating them today. So I will be drinking all 3 of these tonight. I think probably the first time ever in the history of the show that I will drink all of any drink that I make on this show. So thank you guys so much for showing up to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. We will be back here on Tuesday to do Tiki Tuesday. I want to say it again now that more people are here. We will be having the first ever, I scour the internet for a cocktail draft. All right. This is our cocktail draft. This is going to be on Saturday. So if you want to be part of the cocktail draft, please let me know. The idea of the cocktail draft is I will have a number of ingredients, stuff that I have here, a number of ingredients. You will choose your ingredients in a draft order, in the snake order. So first person drafts first, and then the fourth person drafts fourth in the first round and first in the second round. It's going to go like that. And then after that, we will make your cocktail. All right, you will make your cocktail. I guess we only need 3 people. So if 3 people want to be part of this, please let me know. We will be the first ever cocktail draft. And that'll be on Saturday. If you guys are interested, please let me know. If there's not enough people that want to do it, it'll be a bust. And it won't work anyway, but we're trying new stuff on the show. But we'll be back here on Tuesday. Remember, this class will always remain free, but if you can help out, we have a few ways. We have a Patreon. The Patreons certainly keep this bar from losing too much money to mean that we can't keep doing it. So my Patreons keep the bar basically flat, not in the black, not in the red, in the whatever's in the middle, dark red. So thank you to those guys. We also have a Venmo and a PayPal if you guys want to throw a couple bucks towards a drink. That'd be extra helpful. If you can't do any of that, times are tough. I get it. Listen. I understand that times are not easy right now. If you want to just tell a friend about this, if your friend is Monkey Gun X and you want Monkey Gun to come back here, you have Finnish friends that you want to bring in here. Any Scandinavians, we will accept any Scandinavians at this point. Tell them about the show and bring them in here and get them going. And then, what's the last thing? The best thing you can do is show up. We do classes Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, where we don't just meet to talk about cocktails. We meet to see our friends and say nice things and make cocktails. This is the third thing. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Until next time. It's the first one there. Until next time, guys, just remember.
Are you trying to drive me crazy?
Don't do it.
I know you are, but what am I?
That's important.
Bye! Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
Bye.
Bye!
Sorry. In case Garret is watching this, Garret Richard, I want to say, no, he didn't win Best Mai Tai variation here, but this is a spectacular Mai Tai. That's all I had to say. It's a spectacular Mai Tai, Garret, so keep doing what you're doing. Really, really good work. I think Sammy's is better. Until next time.
talking Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, shots fired! Oh!
Dr. Jinga Janga? Bye! Are you trying to drive me crazy? Bye!